icon in Spanish that was so much fun.
And some stuff done. Just going over some Spanish stuff.
You missed out. It was a total party.
Ooh. Must have been. All right. I can see everyone is here. I can't see that Alex is here. I can just see some strange icon on there. So Alex, can you turn that off so you could like be in class with us? Thanks.
What about Grant?
Okay.
His icon is off.
I see that. Grant was here a second ago. And then when I was like, Alex, turn your icon off, Grant turned his on. All right. They're all off so we can be in class together. Okay. Now we're all here. You guys did the mid-chapter checkpoint because you're like my awesome class. Moving along. And I'm going to see how you did on the mid-chapter checkpoint. So first you had to choose the best term from the box. They gave you 4 choices, and then we only have 2 to fill in. All right. Number 1, the blank is the horizontal number line on the coordinate grid. Alex, what did you get for that first one?
X-axis.
Yes, good job. X-axis. Number 2, a blank is a graph that uses line segments to show how data changes over time. Lily, what did you get for number 2?
Line graph.
Very good. Line graph. Okay. So number 1, we had x-axis. Number 2, line graph. And we're on page 557. Right? And if you didn't know the page, you would just open your book and flip to, oh yeah, the homework I did last night, the last page I worked on. Okay. Number 3. 4 and 5, they show us a line plot. We have to answer some questions about it. Number 3, how many kittens weigh at least 3/8 of a pound? It didn't say exactly 3/8, but at least 3/8. So what did you say for that one, Jack?
For at least 3/8.
Mm-hmm.
9.
9 kittens. Good. I was afraid you were going to say 4.
Yeah, when I first saw that, I was like, does it mean everything that is, does it mean like from 3/8 to above or just 3/8?
Yep, 3/8 above. Good job.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, number 4, the combined weight of all the kittens. So you had to like add up all the weight, put it together. And Bernadette, what did you get when you added up all the weight?
5 pounds.
Good, 5 pounds. Okay. Number 4, 5 pounds. Number 5 says go deeper. What is the average weight of the kittens in the shelter? Grace, what did you get for the average weight?
5/12 pound.
Exactly, 5/12 pounds. To find the average, you add up all the weight, and Bernadette said that was 5 pounds, and then you divide it by however many kittens you had to count up your X's, and there are 12 of them. So 5/12 pounds, right? This means that's a division sign, 5 divided by 12. That little line has a name. It's called a vinculum, in case you ever need that little piece of trivia. Okay, 6, 7, 8, 9 is writing the ordered pairs. Number 6, Pia.
1/6.
Good. Number 7, Irfan.
Number 7.
Uh-huh.
Okay, so I got 2.
Good. Number 8, Grant.
Wrong button. Okay, number 8, 4.
Good. And there was one more, number 9, Alex.
Number 9. I had 0 and 3.
That's it. Okay, there's the last end of those. At the bottom, you had to plot and label the points. Okay. For number 11, F, which is at 5, 0, I just want you to check that 1. That should be on your x-axis. Over 5, up 0, a point, and an F. Okay, so for those 4, that's the only thing I want to check on that. Make sure number 11, F, is on the x-axis. Okay. You guys okay with that one? Any questions on how to graph those points? Okay, let's give a check to our next page. All right, number 14. Jane drew a point that was 1 unit to the right of the y-axis and 7 units above the x-axis. Oh, this is a different one we haven't done yet. What is the ordered pair for this location? Lily, what did you get for number 14?
7, 1.
It's really close. Those are the numbers, but just flip-flop them. 1, 7.
1, 7.
Yeah, good. Number 14 is the ordered pair, 1, 7. Okay, 1 unit to the right of the y-axis and 7 units above the x-axis, okay? So to the right 1 and up 7. That's the point, 1, 7. All right, number 15, they showed us a graph with the total amount of snowfall in a 6-hour period. Between which hours did the least amount of snowfall, Jack, where'd the least amount fall? So remember before for the most, we were looking for the steepest part. Now we're looking for the part that's the least steep.
So the hours of 2, 3, and 4.
Good. So between which hours? I'm going to write it like hours 2 to 4, and that will cover the ones Jack said, 2, 3, and 4. Between hours 2 to 4, only 6 inches of snow. Looks like no new snow fell during that time. Okay, so when we're looking for the least, we're looking for the flattest part. All right, you guys had one more. It is another line plot. Joy recorded the distances she walked each day for 5 days. How far did she walk? So you have to add them all up. Bernadette gets to add up all the line plot again. Bernadette, what did you get for number 16?
I got 2 1/6 miles.
That's correct. 2 1/6 miles for number 16. Okay, we have to add up each column. So if we add up 1/3 plus 1/3 plus 1/3, because we have 3 X's, that's 1 mile. And then we have a 1/2 mile and 2/3 of a mile. So you have to add a 1/2 and 2/3 together. And you get 1 1/6, add it to your 1, 2 1/6 mile. Good job. All right. Do you guys have any questions on that one? Or on any of them you want to go over?
Can you do 16 again?
Yeah. So 16, there's 3 X's. I'm just making a little diagram here first, Irfan. 3 X's above 1/3, 1 above 1/2, and 1 above 2/3. So you have to add all of that together. So if we start with 1/3 and we count them all up, we have 3 of them. 1/3, 2/3, 3/3. So that makes our life pretty easy because we know 3/3 is 1. Okay, so when we add up that whole column of 1/3, we know we get 1. 1/3, 2/3, 3/3. So that equals 1. So we have to add this all together. These we only have 1/2 and 1/3. Okay, so we have to add up 1 plus 1/2 plus 1/3. So let's add 1/2 and 1/3 together first. So I'm going to add those. I make a little problem where I'm going to add 1/2 plus 1/3, and I'm like, oh, they don't have the same denominator, so I can't add them. I have to give them a same denominator first. Okay, so 2 and 3 both go into 6. So I'm going to change 1/2 to 3/6 and 1/3 to 2/6. All right. So here's where we're at. We're adding 1/2 plus 1/3. Okay. 3/6 plus 2/6. Sorry, not 2/6. It's going to be, because that one was 2/3. Sorry, I'm changing 2/3 to 6. I'm sorry, guys. I messed that one up. Okay. Let me try it again. We're adding 1/2 plus 2/3. Okay. We change 1/2 to 3/6 and 2/3 to 4/6. We add those all together and we get
2 and 1/6.
7/6. Okay. And 7/6 is the same thing as 1 1/6. So
But
when
then
we
what
put
about the 3 1/3? That would make 1. So then now I have 2 and 1/6, right?
correct. So we take the 1 1/6, we add it to the 1 that we got from the 3/3, and you get 2 1/6 miles.
Okay.
That's it. All right, final answer, 2 1/6 miles. Okay. All right. I think you guys will like the next section. It's on numerical patterns. Okay, we've talked about patterns before. So we're going to go to page 561 and we're going to jump into the patterns. Page 561, and we're going to look at the one at the top, number 1. All right, so I'll give you a second to get to the right page. 561.
I really do like these ones because it's like 2, 4, 6, blank, blank.
Yep, it's just like a little pattern. Good. Okay. So on the page 561, we have to use the rule that they give us to complete the sequence. And then we're going to complete the rule at the end that shows how nickels are related to dimes. So the rule says add 5 when we're adding up nickels. So they say 5, 10, they're counting across. Okay. So Grace, this one's going to be for you. Okay. I'm going to count across and I'll stop when you have to fill in the blank.
Okay.
5, 10, 15, 20.
25.
Good. So 25 goes in that first box. And then below it, we have dimes. 10, 20, 30, 40,
50.
50. So we're going to put in a 50. So we put in a 25 and a 50. And then it says from the 25 to the 50, there's an arrow. And it says multiply by, what do I have to multiply by to get from 25 to 50, Grace?
You have to multiply by 2.
Yeah. So at the end there, we're going to put in a 2. Multiply by 2.
Couldn't you do a 5 too?
Multiply by 5?
Yeah.
Well, if I multiply 25 times 5, I would get 125. So they just wanted to know, it's just for how to get from 25 to 50.
Oh, I thought it was like counting, like you just have to count and then you'll
Yeah. First we counted, like we counted the top, we counted the bottom, and then like look at the blue arrow, and I just want to know, how do you get from 25 to 50? What do you multiply by? Okay. All right, let's look at number 2. This time they're not telling us what the pattern is. They count by 3s. And then it looks like they're counting by 12. Okay, so day 1, 3 books, they spent $12. Day 2, 6 books, $24. Day 3, 9 books, $36. How are they getting from the number of books to the dollars? What is the pattern there? How do I get from 3 to 12 and do the same thing to get from 6 to 24, 9 to 36? Pia, what's going on?
Multiply by 4.
Good. So at the top, there's like a blank, and it says multiply the number of books by blank to find the amount spent. And Pia's right. You have to multiply by 4. And Pia, what would that last amount spent be then? We have number of books, 24 books. How much would we spend? You're muted, Pia.
$96.
$96. Good. We take 24, multiply by 4. That's going to be a 96 is the other thing we fill in. Okay. Right. Let's look at number 3, a new pattern. Number of marbles and the weight of the bag. Okay. So I have 10 marbles. It weighs 30 grams. 20 goes to 60, 30 to 90, 40 to 120. And then the last one, I'm missing the number of marbles. So it says I'm going to have to divide. Divide the weight by what? So if I take 30, what do I divide it by to get 10? And do the same thing. 60 divided by what gives me 20? What do I have to divide by? Irfan, number 3, what do I have to divide by?
Wait, I'm confused. Wait, so if
Look at number. Look where it says one bag. Number of marbles.
3,
and
right? It
weight
should
of
be,
bags 30. Yep.
well,
What do
I
I
know. Okay. Well, I know it's 3, but it's not why I'm confused. So if so for like number, okay, so let's, okay, I have a question on number 2. Okay, so if multiply it. Why did we just skip the? Why did we just skip 6? As in like the 6 in the day. So we skipped the 6th day.
We skipped 5, 6, 7, 8. What they're trying to show us is once we know the pattern, we could jump to a higher number. We don't have to fill in the whole chart. Once we can figure out, oh, they're multiplying by 4, I could say, what if there were 100 books? How much would that cost? And we wouldn't have to do all the numbers in between if we look for a pattern. All right. And if we figure out, oh, I have to multiply by 4. If there were 100 books, you'd spend $400 and we wouldn't have to do everything in between. Okay, so they want us to look for a pattern and then try to find one of the bigger numbers. So it's the same thing for 3. They showed us 1, 2, 3, and 4 so we could figure out a pattern and then see if we could do 12. Okay, so first we have to try to figure out the pattern. If you take the bigger number, what do you have to divide it by to get the smaller number? Like 30 divided by what is 10? So what would you say, Irfan?
Okay, so I already said 3.
Oh, yeah. Okay. I didn't hear you. Yes, we're dividing by 3, and that works for all of them, right? 60 divided by 3 is 20. Good.
Yeah.
90 divided by 3 is 30, and that works. So you have to fill in. So we don't really have to do 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, and 11 to figure out 12. Now that you know the pattern, you can do it. If you had weight of the bag was 360 grams, how many marbles would that be, Irfan?
Okay, so wait. If it was 360 grams and it's the whole thing, it would be 120.
Yes, good. 120 goes in your chart. That's it. Right. Number 4 is going to be much the same. Okay, we have some eggs, and we can figure out how many muffins we're going to make. So if we make 1 batch, we use 2 eggs, we get 12 muffins. 2 batches, 4 eggs gives us 24 muffins. Okay, 6 to 36, 8 to 48. We're looking for a pattern. Grant, do you see what the pattern is? What do we have to multiply the eggs by to figure out the muffins?
12.
What do I have to multiply 2 by to get 12? 2 times what is 12? 2
6.
times 6. Let's see if it works for everything else. 4 times 6 is 24. Yep. 6 times 6 is 36. You found it. Good. 8 times 6 is 48. It works. Okay. So now, Grant, you could jump all the way to 9 batches. You need 18 eggs. how many muffins would you get? So now you could just multiply that by 6, 18 times 6, and tell me how many muffins that would be.
1 second.
Okay.
$108.
Correct. Good job. 108. So we're multiplying by 6. And if we make 9 batches, that's going to be 18 eggs, 108 muffins. Good. Right? Let's take a look at number 5. This time we have runners, laps, and meters. Okay. Runner 1, 4 laps, 1,600 meters. Runners 2, 8 laps, 3,200. 3, 12 goes to 4,800. Alex, what's that pattern? We have to divide because we're going to be looking for the number of laps. So we divide the bigger number by what to get the smaller number, Alex? So 1,600 divided by what gives you 4?
Divided by 400?
Yes, good. That was a tricky one. But we have to divide by 400. Okay, let me see if that works. 3,200 divided by 400 gives me 8. 4,008, that works for all of them. So now could you find out the last one, the number of laps for 4 runners? If you take 6,400 and divide by 400, what would you get, Alex?
You'd have to do 6,400 divided by 400,
Yep.
which would be
And
I'm trying to think of what it would be.
for this one,
16.
it is 16. Good. I was going to say for this one, they're not skipping over anything. So there's like an even easier way we could do this one is because they just go in order 1, 2, 3, 4. And then they say 4, 8, 12. Since we're not skipping over a bunch, we could just follow that pattern. 4, 8, 12, 16. Okay. Or we could divide by 400 like Alex did and still get 16. Okay. All right. We're not going to do number 6, but I'm going to leave you some of these problems to do. I want you to do page 563. I think number 1 is done for you. So I want you to do 2 to 6 and then do 564, 1 to 6. Okay. And if you guys have questions, you can come see me between the hours of 2 to 3 today and anytime tomorrow. Just send me an email and we can set up a time to Google Meet. Okay, so 563, 2 to 6 and 564, 1 to 6. Any questions?
No, I think we're good.
All right, have a good day, guys.
Bye. Have a good weekend.
Thanks, you too. Bye-bye.
Bye. Have a good weekend.
You too.